it's Janie Pendleton, and welcome back to our little homestead. And we're still talking on the DIY subject of do-it-yourself homestead planner. And here, I'll give you a view of that. There's my homestead planner. And inside my homestead planner, the most important part is what everybody's been asking me, is about my to-do list. You always ask me, Jane, how do you get so much done? Where do I get my energy? All right, well, I have a daily to-do list. And then the other day, somebody asked me how I'm losing 3 to 5 pounds a week. And see, I have my Fitbit. And yeah, I mean, I can keep track or whatever, but the Fitbit's really helped. It's really helped. And so I'm going to go over with my daily, this is called today's to-do list, and weight loss list. And everything here in a collar has something to do with what's going on in the sidebar here. All right, so let's go ahead and let's get started. And I hope that this helps you. Remember, I've said this before, you're the editor of your own life. And what you get done and what you succeed in and what you don't, that's entirely up to you. I suffer from migraines and celiac disease, and I can still get most of my daily events, I can get most of them done. And what I can't get done, or if I have a sick day like I had last week with a migraine, then I don't feel guilty by moving it and skipping a day and moving it all to another day. I just change the date up here to another day. And I just sometimes have to take the time off. I have to put me first, and some of these pink ones here is about giving me time. And that really reduces my stress levels and my migraines if I fit in at least an hour and a half a day of me time. Now, John and I have 8 children, so trust me, I had to learn to schedule things. And to be honest with you, I got this today's do list from victoriathatcher.com. But there's not enough lines on here for my to-do list. So usually I'll have a wipe-off board, and I just cleaned it off for you, but usually I'll have a wipe-off board. I didn't want you to see some personal stuff I had on here. And then usually I'll just write on here on a wipe-off, like return a faucet. And then I'll actually have my work schedule on the wipe-off board. And it's always been right here. It goes with me wherever I go. That's really important. So schedules, calendars, those types of things I have to keep around me. So when you start keeping a daily to-do list, you will find that my method of doing this, you will find that you get more done, more time for yourself, save more money, because we're also going to be discussing do I have it with me? We're also going to be discussing meal list and how I come up with what's in my freezer, my freezers, my refrigerators, my freezers, because we have multiples, and what's in the cabinet, and how I put all that together to make a weekly meal planner. Now this one right here is blank because I'm going to actually be doing one for you in the next video. Okay, right now we're talking about my daily to-do list. So, let's go ahead and let's get started. The first thing I have here is I have multiple colored pens. I have erasable pen, which I got from Kroger, and I have highlighters of all colors. Okay, all colors. And if you find that's not enough colors for you, then here's a key chart for colors that you can put together and make new colors. So by putting red and blue together, you can make purple. And when you have purple, you just have another color that you can add to the list. And sometimes I do use purple. Let me find one here for you. It's got a purple in it. Where's some purple? Here. Whenever I have a migraine, my migraine color is purple. And here, I give you like a little color chart here to show you that you can use your color chart in the highlighters, and you can make new colors by combining colors. Okay? And right here I had another migraine. And then here I gave myself a purple thing showing that I not only had a migraine, and I had a partial sad day, but I got through the migraine by having a forgiveness day. I had to forgive somebody who hurt me and severely hurt me, and I had to forgive them. And I noticed that in that forgiveness, my migraine started healing. So sometimes stress will bring on a migraine, and we have to learn to let that stress go. We have to learn to let it go in Christ. We just let it go. So this has everything from my prayer list, when my prayer time is, to when I walk, how much I can walk and how much time I've got to fit in. I can pretty much calculate my steps for like 2 hours time that I have to walk, but it also has to do with the weather. So what I start with right here is I start with my notes section. What's the high for the day? And like this day was 58 degrees, very nice, but it was very blustery. It was a very stormy type day and windy. So I knew I wasn't going outside for walking. It wasn't a park day. So I decided to make it a relax, and then I give it a check in the circle, and then I highlight the circle just to double check, make sure that I see that I have done it. Then I record my weight on my Fitbit using my iPhone app. That takes about 5 minutes. Not much of my time at all. And there you go. So I've got about 5 minutes in this and 5 minutes in that. 10 minutes of my day. Then I have my breakfast, which is 1 egg and 1 piece of white gluten-free toast. That's 93 calories for the day, and the egg gives me protein and fills me up for most of the day. So I don't have to eat lunch. I'm not hungry for lunch when I do this. Most usually I'm not. I'm not suggesting you skip lunch, but I'm just saying usually if I do, I'll have a little bit of fruit or an orange or something. I'm just not that hungry throughout the rest of the day, and I still have the energy to get my work done when I eat an egg. It's what makes me feel better. It can also be oatmeal or something like that too. So I keep my calories low at breakfast by 93 calories. No pancakes, no whipped topping, none of that. That's what we call the Sunday treat. That's when I give myself dessert. And so that gets checked off. So again, weight and food and me time is in the pink. Okay, that's in the pink. Okay, it's me time. Now, and I'll show you all the pinks first. Here I am walking, and I put on, instead of 4,000 steps, I was only able to put on 3,000 steps that shot, because I was in the house and walking on the wood floor. It really hurts my feet. So it took me 2 hours of walking, and I was getting my business phone calls done while I was walking. I was walking and had a clipboard in my hand at the same time, and swinging my arm, making sure it was counting. And so walking and talking. And so I got some business done here. Checked it off. Supper, which is another food time, so it's pink. And that has to do with my weight and my weight loss, so I keep it in the pink. It has to do with the Fitbit and what I'm doing. Health. Health is pink. Me time, pink. Supper prep and eat. And we had bean burritos. So that was 286 calories. And then I wrote it down, and it took us 1 hour to eat. Okay, so 2 hours for walking, an hour to eat, and 10 minutes for that. Breakfast was a half hour. Take your time to eat. You want to take your time, relax, and digest your food. Then I got some me time, and I was able to relax. And then I did a movie with John. He wanted me to sit down and watch a movie with him later in the day. That was 1.5 hours. So check. And I don't get to do that very often, but he had rented the movie and it had to go back. You know, you say the movie's got to go back, let's watch it. And here at 2400 hours, I synced my Fitbit. Okay, I synced my Fitbit and my step dailies and my totals. And so right here's my total steps. I added them up, was 3,426, and your Fitbit will tell you what your steps are at just before midnight. I usually do it within 10 minutes before midnight, and I write that down. And or your phone app, your iPhone app for your Fitbit will tell you, or your tracker, whatever you've got. Then I also add up my calories for the day. And here I've got my little calorie wheel. I hope you can see this. Here I have my little calorie wheel right here. And this is breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Breakfast was 0. Breakfast was 93. Lunch was 0. And I with snack, I did get a snack that day. I remember it was popcorn while we watched the movie. I had popcorn without kernels. And so it ended up being 286 and then the 320. So it ended up being that I had 699 and I had 644 calories left for the day by midnight. So I'd only eaten half of my amount of calories that I was allowed to eat for the amount of steps plus normal calories spent for the day. So this was calories taken in and this was steps taken. Okay, right here. Hope you can see that. And this was steps taken. So I gave myself a star. I got a star sticker. And because I had weight loss, I got another little star stickers up here as well. And I got an extra half sticker because I got a half. It was one. If I do a full pound, I get a shooting star. If I get a half pound, it's a star. So I actually lost 1.5 pounds. So I got a shooting star and a sticker. And then down here, I got a star because on day 8, I was down 6.2 pounds. Okay. I'm in the red. I'm downhill here. I'm heading to that 12-pound weight loss that I had set for myself. So this is my total loss. So all of this is in pink. And then here I have my total calories allowed for the day was 1,343. That was my allowed calories for the day. And that's where I came up with the difference. Okay. So I got a little smiley face for that too. All right. So that's pink. That's what the pink means, and that's how much time I spent along with it on the side. And right here it shows that I didn't have any lunch, and I checked that off. So my weight loss is incorporated within my daily schedule. You're wanting to know, where's the schedule here? Where are you getting things done? Okay, well, that's all the in between. And this is every single day. I do the same weight loss. I do the same weight loss meter. I give myself a little meter. And then every day I weigh myself. Here I'm down 7.8 pounds. And then it just goes on and on. Now here I attached a, there's my meal planner. Okay, here I attached one that I made. Because I said I'm always going to have me time. Always going to have walk time. What my calories for lunch are. And my little meter here. And what all that measures up to be in my little smiley faces. I keep all of that as standard. So I figured out what's standard in my prayer circle time, and I just made a master copy of that. So I don't have to write and draw on this every day, because that takes time, and I'm trying to reduce time. So the next item up is yellow, and yellow is prayer time, my time with God. God has everything to do with all of this for me, but it is special prayer circle time or Bible study time. Okay, and then here at the end of the day, it's always, I just want to make sure that I slip in my prayers in the evening and I pray for my spouse, my family, and my friends, and I have some personal Bible time here. Again, I know it's more personal time, but I don't put that in the pink because it doesn't have anything to do with weight loss, and it doesn't have anything to do with relaxing. It has to do with my time with God, and to me, I want to make sure that I'm showing myself that I am keeping my time in there with God and with my family time and God time. That I'm praying for my family. Okay, that's very important to me that I cover them with the Spirit, with the armor of God, and keep them protected. Let God know that I'm listening and I'm watching, and I've got my eye. I'm a mama. I'm a mama of 8 children, and almost 8 grandchildren, so I got my eye on them. Make sure in the thing. Now blue is whenever I have anything to do with YouTube or video making. When I know I've got a video that's made or needs to be edited, then I try to slip at least a half an hour to 3 hours a day during the day or even in the night. If I can't sleep, I'll try to slip it in, because editing, making a video can take, setting it up, videotaping it and everything can take quite some time. But editing it for me takes even longer, because I have so much and so many phone calls and things for companies and business things, and John wanting my attention since he's retired, and him doing our books together and things like that. So we're writing books together as well. So there's a lot going on here. So I have to schedule things in. So here I've got this. Then I edit the video from the day before. I edit yesterday's video and vlog video here. And I put word vlog or video here so I know which one I'm doing. I might even sometimes in small print write in which video it is. And then right here, it took me 4 hours to do that one, because my new Windows 10 computer is not compatible with my Windows Movie Maker software. So it's giving me a hard time. It's deleting things and I'm having all kinds of problems. So video on my journal took 1.5 hours. Editing it, the video prior to that, took me 4 hours. So that was 5.5 hours between making a video and editing another one and getting it uploaded to YouTube, was another 4. Then I didn't have time for more edits. So when I thought I was going to be editing, I got rid of that because this took longer because I was having problems with with the compatibility of my program. So that took longer. My computer kept crashing. So I had to take and not edit the other video. So that got a cross through it. Just went and crossed it out. Put a line through it, no time. So I know here, down here at the bottom, that I was going to have, I just put usually like a little check mark in the blue, and it lets me know I had to move something. And that means in the future, I got to find out where to do it. So I put it here on the next day. All right, now that's blue. Video and edits, that's blue. Green. Green for me is work on my journal and my grocery list, clean out the refrigerator, anything that has to do with working on my journals or figuring out my grocery things that I have to do. So printed off journal papers for a journal and things like that. That you'll see this one, the green, it will usually be just at the end of the month. Just like I showed you in my journal here when I showed you this one, and I showed you at the end of the month on the calendar. That was my journal time. So this was at the end of the month, and I knew I needed to print off some of these papers so I could get things done. All right. So I got my prayers with the Lord. I squeezed all that in, but now there's like regular physical work time. Not just walking, not just dieting, not just all this. I got laundry, cleaning the kitchen. I have to make my own bread. I have to make John's bread. So now here's just the basic house chores, which are in the orange. Now remember, none of this yet includes anything that has to do with work. That is something totally different. This is my home. You know, if I got gardening to do, if I have the hose sprung a leak and I have to go get a new hose or something, all that is on here. And this is what I meant by when I said I don't have enough lines. Trust me, I need more lines. Because now my work to-do list is, like I said, always on my wipe-off board. It's always on my wipe-off board. And I just, like I said, or I don't think there's anything personal on here, so I'm going to show you this one up here on the wall. What else? That's my priority board, and that priorities can change in construction or whatever I'm doing for the bunker company. That can change really quickly, and then that just gets transferred to another today's do list like this. But this is home, and then I have separate ones that I keep just like this for business. Okay, that's something totally separate. Let's see if I have it here. I don't take this planner with me anywhere. It stays here. Unless I'm in the RV, it doesn't go anywhere. It stays here with me. It's my Homestead journal. It's my personal calendar. There's just things in there people don't need to know or see, you know. Like smearing poop samples, okay? I'm just saying. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so anyway, so then I can give myself a sticker for my mood down here. Do I feel accomplished? If I feel accomplished, then I'll color it in yellow or whatever, and I'll give myself a little sticker down here because I feel like I earned it and I was feeling great that day. So I gave myself a little smiley. You know, I'm like the teacher. I like to give stickers. And then what I do over here is I just fill in that amount of time and that matching color. So I can kind of tell where I'm equaling my time to. So now back to the orange. Here I know that Thursday's coming. This is a Thursday, and it's very important that I get the bread made for the Sabbath. So if I have communion that I have to do, and bread I have to make, unleavened bread for communion, then that will say that here. If every week I have to make sandwich bread, and every week for John, and then every week I have to make my gluten-free bread. So, because I'm gluten-free. So as much as possible. Sometimes I have a little bite of this, and believe it or not, the Pullman bread doesn't bother me. Yeah, once in a while I'll have a little bite of this or that, but for the most part, yeah, I'm still gluten free. I have to be. I have celiac disease. I mean, it just kills me if I don't. So here I have to clean the kitchen before bed. Okay, clean the kitchen before bed, and then laundry. And then I did laundry as I slept. So I did a load, threw them in the dryer, slept, woke up, and then folded clothes the next day. And then see laundry, and then I did another load of darks, and then I folded the clothes the next day. So this is actually switched around. And then I did another load of darks. So I did a load of whites, and then I did a load of darks the next day. So I just fit it in. Now, when I had children, I would have to fit in 2 loads a day, every day. And I was working 70 to 90 hours. And then my kids would help fold and throw some loads through as well. So, you know, they all had chores, but they're not here anymore. Everybody's grown and gone, and you'd be surprised how much of a mess, I'm sorry to say it, husbands can make. I always blame the kids, but you know what? We are the mess makers too. When my dad died, my mom always blamed my dad for bringing the leaves and the dirt in through the front door. And then after he passed away, she said, Jim, you... And then she was like, wait a minute, he's not here. I'm the one that's doing it. So I was like, yeah, all those years you blamed Dad. So that's her big story. And then laundry as you do it. So any chores or anything like that is in the orange. And you can do it however you like it. You use your favorite colors for what you do. But over here then see, I figure out my time that I have in the day, and I try to find the me time. So here I found an hour and a half from everything I had doing on Thursday. And trust me, I did a lot more than this. But it was a calm, relaxed, blustery day. And in construction, you just aren't going to get a lot done on blustery days. So down here, I have another box, and it says how many schedule changes that I had this day that had to be moved. Well, I didn't get the Pullman bread made because I had problems with making the video, and that became a priority. And so I have to make my Pullman bread before the weekend. And I have to have my communion bread done before Sunday. And my Saturday is for my family. And they usually come here for big dinners. So if I have to thaw something out on a Friday night, then I put it in the refrigerator, on the outdoor refrigerator, just to make sure that you get these big thick roasts, you know, to make sure that I get them thawed out. So I'll put little side notes on here as well. So here I had to move my Pullman bread to Saturday. And then, which also include my communion bread. And then also I had to move my editing my vlog, because I still didn't get it done. I had to move that to Saturday night because I still didn't get it done. Still was having problems. And then 2 hours I had open in the evening. And I ended up doing my editing then in the evening, I think that day. So that's how I do my daily to-do list. This is how I figure out how many hours in a day that I've got, and that I don't overwhelm myself. Because what should have only taken 2 hours to edit a video ended up taking me almost 7. It almost took me, 2 full afternoons of working on it to get it done. So here I'm going to show you the next one just quickly to show you how I carried it over. So now my usual prayer time, recorded my weight. I had a loss instead of a gain, so I filled it in. I did do my prayer time. I did record the Fitbit, and I synced it. I got my Fitbit, I got it synced with my iPhone. It takes me about 10 minutes to do that in the morning. Had my breakfast, and for breakfast I had, we were out of eggs, so I had 1 Pop-Tart. I had 1 Pop-Tart. And then I recorded my calories for that. Put it down here what my calories were, which is 125. I didn't even eat the whole Pop-Tart. And I had a cup of milk. And then here I worked a little bit more on my journal, which was about, in the 1 hour I worked, in that hour I worked on my journal, and I walked another 3,000 steps. And then I came in from walking because the weather was 68 degrees. And it was rainy, but you can go walk inside of our high school. So you can do that. So, so then I had some free time for meal planning because this is Friday and I always leave my free time and I use it for my meal planning. And that took 2 hours to clean out my refrigerator. It always ends up being a big project, doesn't it? So I did my meal planning here and it took 2 hours to clean out my refrigerator and figure out our grocery list. Then that night we went and got groceries. So I ended up doing my Pullman sandwich loaf. I made my barbecue piggies for lunch and I'm going to be making those again and I'm going to be filming it. I did not film at that time. I wanted to see if I could do it first. So great recipe and I'm going to show you how I did those. Then lunch, we actually ate a late lunch and made that our early supper because I made the barbecue piggies when I made the Pullman bread. So we had a late lunch and an early supper. So I added those calories down here. And then I just worked my calorie amounts out for the day was again 1343 and the difference in my calorie total. We walked through my mother's neighborhood and we spent 2 hours with my mother because again this is Friday night. This is Friday afternoon now. And I spent time with my mother's 73. She's important to me. Meanwhile, we did a load of darks and I came back and me and Lexi answered some fan mail. Then I folded the darks load when they got done. And then I walked some more. And I had my prayers in here. We had some shopping and grocery shopping to do at Walmart and at the Dollar General store. And that's the night that they almost got robbed, that John and I was there and that we had to stay. We stayed with them and got that guy and got the police. Like 11 cops showed up. It was like, it was a big deal, especially after the 2 girls were killed. Just north of us, which is a whole other family story, but so that kind of got mixed. I mean, we went shopping's in the green, and here you'll see green wrapped around the blue. So here I did a video on the journal, but I also did a video about shopping as well, so while we were out. So it was kind of both. And then my prayer circle, and I prayed for all the family. And then I edited movies and I visited further with my mother. She came back over here and walked with us, relaxed for the rest of the evening, and then I synced my Fitbit and counted my calories. This was on a Friday. So, and again, any work we do on the house or any work that we do for business-wise, any work we do on the house or business-wise, I do not keep on this. This is just, again, this is my home. Anything that has to do with YouTube, laundry, baking, Fitbit, losing weight. That's what this is. Like I said, there's never enough lines on here for me. This was all chores in here. Laundry, another darks load, cleaning house, answered some fan mail. I had some free time to do some more edits, so it took me 2 hours to do that. Bible study, video, computer fixed. Computers and a migraine. This is when I got my migraine, so things went a little slow for the day. Did my calories, and then I was down 7.8 because I had another loss. So I gave myself another smiley face. Kept my prayer time. And this was day 10 of the month. And it just goes on like that. And I always know when I've lost weight, even if it's 0.02 pounds. I'm still a little lost, then again, I still get my smiley sticker. Okay? And again, this almost the same routine throughout the day, except for this was now Sunday, and I had Bible study, prayer time, and we talked and we did a video on the universe, and we also I did a sermon. Me and John did our sermons. And so all of that was 3 hours with the Sunday thing. And it was 43 degrees out. It was partly sunny, and we had a very relaxing Sunday. We walked a lot, and I didn't get to walk a whole lot because I had, Bible sermons and things to do. But I was able, for Monday, I went ahead and took my bath that night, set my makeup out, and got ready for an appointment that I had early Monday morning. Got my clothes set out. And then because it's Sunday, it's a no clean day. I never clean on a Sunday. Okay? No. That's my day for my family. And I get everything prepped on Friday. So I have the Sabbath to do whatever with the family, or Sunday. That's my time. That's my church family. That's my time with my family. And I want to demonstrate that working hard means that you also get a day to take to rest. So we had supper of chicken pasta, and I wrote that down. Journal time, which is just some me time. I call it me time, for about an hour. Prayer time for about 10 minutes that night, because we had already done that throughout the day. And then my migraine. And then it says right here, my migraine was very mild, but I need the migraine thing to be purple. And what triggered this migraine was I got around bleach at my mother's house, and it triggered my migraine. So I want the migraine to be purple, so I left this for you. See this purple up here? It means I had a migraine. So to make it purple, I have to take the pink right here. Right here. And then I can even put in here how long that I had the migraine. I can put that on there. I got to make that purple so I know it goes with the migraine. See, now I know I had a migraine between this time of day. And it could have even have came on too, because I didn't get enough to eat, because I'm dieting. And then that caused, of course, some other issues. So, all right. And that's how I do it. And then I know I can count up my hours here, and I can see how much I timed, how much time am I spending walking, and can I, should I be doing something else? I mean, this is kind of how I judge how my whole month is going to go. And then, of course, this is winter time. My list in the summertime, when I'm starting laying stone, brick, sidewalks, concrete pours, when I'm running back and forth to Menards, this changes so greatly that I'll have 3 to 5 pages of these each day. I have to fit it in. Gotta fit it in. And I clean house once a week, but I pick a room and clean it up and organize it every month. I'll pick a room. Like this closet that I'm in now. I totally cleaned it out, and it was the month that I chose to clean it out. Alright, so I hope that helps. Next coming up, we're going to discuss the way I clean out my refrigerator and cabinets, how I write it all down, and how I come up with my my weekly meal planner, okay? And again, there's just the simple form of my daily to-do list, alright? And these are just some samples that I pulled out of the thing. And then at the end of every month, I clamp these together with a pin like this. I kind of go over my success, what was working for me in weight loss, what didn't. You can tell I'm losing weight, which means I've got it kind of figured out. I've got it figured out. So, what works for me, I've got figured out, I should say. And then you can always make a little mistake. You can see I did that right here. I made a little mistake, and you can always use the corrector. Him and I, we are teammates. This is what you learn in the military. You learn, sorry about that. In the military, you learn the word teammate. And a lot of my today's to-do list is not John's list, but I bring him along for the ride because I know he's got 80 pounds still to lose. Now, he may be losing 11 to my 7, which is frustrating when I'm the one walking and watching him eat popcorn and I'm sitting there watching a movie. But he has a different metabolism than me. But he still has a lot more weight to lose, and you can't force someone to do it. So I'm getting active and just taking him with me. So when I go walk in the park, I take hubby with me, which is where I'm getting ready to head now. All right? So, I'm not one, I don't like schedule changes. I like to get it all done in one day, so I feel when I go to bed at night, I feel accomplished, okay? I feel like that little monkey right there. See the little monkey? I feel like my little monkey. I feel like I got something accomplished. So, what I'll do is at the end of every week, I just put a paper clip on here, and I sit them up into the basket where they belong, okay? And then I can look at them over and I can kind of see what I did, and I see what works for me, keeping tabs of my weight and what I'm eating. This works for me. This is mostly about my weight loss. And then of course, you know, any doctor visits, anything like that, I can schedule in here. But I also put all that into my daily calendar and my Homestead planner. So that's all in there as well. Make a comment below the video that you must live in the lower 48 states actually to enter the contest, and you can get Mom's Busy planner. You can get the 8 Valentine's pencils, and you can get this really cool matching fingernail trimmers that looks like my little monkey. Anyway, this one's the smiley face, okay? We love you. Go with God. And there goes my light. All right. Blessings.